Oh my goodness. And there it is. Wow, get the pin to go. Well, and this time we get to bring you a little bit of additional action as we kick things off a little bit prior to practice completing as we went to the round of 12. Top 4 athletes after the next 6 games will advance to tonight's stepladder finals here at the PWBA Greater Cleveland Open. Hope you all have joined us. If you have not joined us, it's your first time, well, we'll get you all caught up to speed. First and foremost, my name is Emil Williams Jr. Pleased to be joined by Mike Flanagan, live from Parma Heights, Ohio, Yorktown Lanes, the venue. Haven't been back here since 2019. We do know we are going to have a new champion. Defending champion Josie Barnes did not advance in this high-scoring affair. And Mike, boy, it's been the Brianna Cote show. It's been the Danielle McEwen show. At one point, it was like a Shannon Puhalski show yesterday, but round 3 belonged to Stephanie Zavala.
Absolutely, man. I'm looking at my standing sheet right here. You can go see it on PWBA.com. Jordan Richard came in 12th, averaging 229.17. Gigi Mason just missed the cut. 13th position, was averaging 227.56. Very high scoring, as you said. Tournament leader, Brianna Cote, averaging 244.22.
Impressive. There have been 3 blocks of 1,500 or more for 6 games, and we've had one in each round successively. Began with Brianna Cote's round 1, 15:45 to get her into the lead. Of course, she maintained that lead, but Danielle McEwen obviously stole the show last night. She shot the same block of 15:45 to go from 39th to 4th in round number 2. And then in round 3 this morning, 15:18, again put on 6 games by Stephanie Zavala, former All-American at Sam Houston State from Selma, California, Downey, California, to be specific. So she is well known, certainly in that area, well known in the NCAA world of collegiate bowling, and now introducing herself to the world in professional bowling and the fans all across the globe. On the stage that certainly she is proving that she belongs on. We will see what happens in the next 6 games. Of course, we'll have 2 players on each pair. We're going from 15 through 26. We are using just 3 channels. So you'll see those obviously on Bowl TV. You know where to go. There's really 4, obviously. Of course, you have the main channel. And then 1, 2, and 3 for your viewing pleasure.
Got a bit of an icebreaker for you to start the quad, Emil. I think you'll get a chuckle out of this. Last week, we fired up all the channels, and we even streamed a pair that wasn't even in play. 2 pairs not in play because we were just going through the motions and doing the same thing over and over again. This week, we've got that corrected. We've actually torn down a pair as we actually have the truck pulling out a little bit early here tonight. A little behind the scenes for everybody as we get moving along here. Team number 1, we got our leader, Brianna Cote. It's interesting how they do the pairings here. Jordan Richard comes in 12th. Brianna Cote, your leader, and they're crossing together.
Yes, it is the 112, 211, 310, and so forth and so on. So not, I guess, what might be traditional position round-ish, if you will. So not a 1-2. Your top 2 players don't follow each other all the time. Whether or not you have an opinion on that, certainly, I don't think it's a huge deal. It's interesting, though, because the top 2 players don't pay attention to one another, or they don't get a chance, I should say, directly to pay attention because they're not on the same pair and bowling together each and every game.
Yeah, it is just qualifying. It is just qualifying, so there will not be 1 and then 2 bowls, two frames, the match play style. They just bowl. They just keep bowling, just qualifying, no bonus spins, nothing like that.
I know that question comes up often in regards to match play, so no match play again. As Mike said, we're just bowling here. It's I mean, I'll tell you, this week is probably the purest sense of true bowling because it's just been about the scoring pace. There's no bonus pins, so it really is straight up, all right, me against everyone. and let's try to get some pins here. And that's what we've been seeing. Our 1 through 12, Cote leading the way at plus 796. Third consecutive round that has been completed that Brianna Cote has been your leader. Again, new to the top 5, Stephanie Zavala, finishing round number 3 at plus 700 to move into second place. Danielle McEwen is third at plus 692. In fact, DMAC would be second. She shot 202 in the final game. Zavala shot 257. Lindsay Boomershine is fourth at plus 670. I think that's one you want to watch as well. Mentioned Lindsay. Mike has mentioned her throughout this week of just really being, I think, kind of in her own groove and in her own zone. And much has been said certainly about Lindsay. She has already been to a stepladder finals appearance this season. At the Kickoff Classic, she has made several, of course, throughout her career, and certainly still looking for that first title. Will it come today? We'll find out. Someone who hasn't been in the winner's circle in quite some time as well is Deandra Asbeatty. She has had such a great week as well, battling Brianna Cote for most of round number 1 and a bit of round number 2, actually all the way to the final game, I beg your pardon. She is now fifth at plus 661. Beardgett. And I spent a lot of time during this short break working on the pronunciation of Beardgett's new last name, Norikes. That's not it, but it's getting closer and it's getting better. She's sixth at plus 650. Shout out to the hubby there. I appreciate you. Verity Crawley in a nice move at the end of the block. 4 consecutive 250 games to move into seventh place. That's plus 645. Maria Jose Rodriguez ended this morning's block with 279. I get to plus 642. Stephanie Johnson has been cool, calm, and collected. She had a very nice block as well. Block of 1453 plus 605. Shannon Puhowski started with 190, followed with 242 but finished with 259 to make sure she was in the top 12 at plus 602. Taylor Bailey was falling back from the pack, but she did just enough, Mike, to remain in the top 12 at plus 556. And again, Jordan Richard cemented her spot in the final round today, the round of 12 at 241. She finished with this morning at plus 525.
Yeah, and Emil, for me, you got a 96 pin lead first from second, Brianna over Stephanie Zavala. Only 8 pins separate second and third. 22 pins separates third and fourth. But then for that fourth and all-aboard position, Deandra is 9 back, Birgit is 20 back, Verity's 25 back, Maria Jose Rodriguez 28 back, 65 back is Steph Johnson, 68 back is Shannon Puhowski. Taylor Bailey and Jordan Richard are 100-plus back. However, we always talk about this on our stream. Make up about 100 pins. You can make up 100 pins in the block. Not easily, you got to work at it, but it's certainly doable. It's not a tall order. So all the way down to 10th position can jockey in to get into the top 4. So it's going to be really tight here down the stretch, I believe. Got a little nugget on Shannon Puhowski for you. I was talking with her ball rep, Chuck Gardner. He told me that Shannon was using reactive bowling balls the further away from the center lanes she was. And when she came through these center lanes that we're using now, there's a little bit more friction. They're not as tight. And she can use Eurothane here. We saw her bowl at 288. We saw her bowl at 278. We saw her bowl at 279 through these pairs. And now she gets to play on those pairs for the rest of the tournament. We just saw her shoot, I believe it was what was the last game? 259 the last game. That was on 21 and 22. That is our championship pair. So if a lefty can get in there, she's going to be able to use Urethane on 21 and 22. And she's already started out with the front 6 over on 19 and 20. So off to a hot start for Puhowski.
Yeah, I think if Shannon can find herself a way to get into this top 4, considering the look and the pairs that she has had success, great information right there. Thank you to Chuck and you as well, Mike. No matter what seed, as long as she can get there, on a fresh pattern as well for stepladder finals, this could be the day. I'll take a look at the top 12. And I count Brianna Cote as a champion. Danielle McEwen is a champion. Deandra is a champion. Yurget is a champion. Maria is a champion. Steph is a champion. Shannon and Jordan. So at the moment, 8 of the 12 have a PWBA title. If you were to go one step further than that and say, okay, tell me about the time since the relaunch of this tour, that would remove a few names. For example, Deandra Asbeatty, her title coming at the 2012 USBC Queens, and Shannon Puhalski's title coming at the 2006 USBC Queens. So in actuality, we've got a few more players kind of searching for that first quote unquote, I'm using air quotes, PWBA title in that sense.
Yep, I was going to say the same thing. There's a bit of an asterisk next to their name.
And the run is over for Puhalski, but already off again to a fantastic start. So again, 3 6-game blocks of 1,500 or better have been rolled in this tournament, 1 per round. Brianna Cote, Danielle McEwen, and Stephanie Zaval.
And the ironic thing, Emil, they are 1, 2, 3 in the standings.
Well, if you shoot 1,500, then obviously there's other ways to do it. You can shoot 14. We've had a few players go. I think shoot 1,400 blocks. Let's see. We were talking about consistency earlier in the tournament. And yeah, let's see. Who is this? Looks like Birgit had shot 3 blocks of 1,400 or better. And she might be the only player right now who has done that in the top 12. Yeah, this might be the knocking on the door tournament, as someone has pointed out in the chat. Michelle just talked about it. I think Joe mentioned it as well. You know, Shannon Puhalski obviously been knocking on the door. Verity Crawley certainly has been knocking on the door. Really, between the two of those players, I mean, I'm not sure who's been probably knocking on it the most. I think if you're thinking about recent championship round appearances, Verity might come to your mind first, but Shannon's has been over the course of this entire relaunch of the tour.
.9810 separates second from 10th. Lindsay Boomershine was staring at 80 in the 5th, but has rebounded nicely with a turkey.
Danielle's thrown obviously a lot of strikes today, but that might have been one of the best we've seen. That ball crushed the 1-3. He's had no issues, I think, getting bowling balls to certainly read when they're supposed to. Continuation.
Emil, I'm going to slide over for a little bit and give Nathan Board a little opportunity to come into the booth, share some of his knowledge of what's going on out there.
All right, my main man,
Main man.
Nathan Bohr. Hey, listen, just right off the bat, man, we know and expect certainly the scores to continue on, and I think it's kind of making it fun. But obviously, you're in a different situation certainly than I am,
Sure.
and you're right in the mix of it. So, what are you seeing, and what, if anything, may be different for this particular round, in your opinion?
Yeah. So far, it looks like the spot that was giving him a little bit of push earlier is kind of picking up a little sooner. So hold on, let me watch a shot. Sorry. So you got to
No problem.
you kind of got to make a little bit of an adjustment. You can see on this pair, especially Taylor and Stephanie, using a little bit more angle because if you get in front of you, it wants to break loose, and they both threw it in the gutter once, and so yeah, a little bit different, and sometimes that early friction doesn't just overhook. Sometimes it kind of gets the ball to go forward too soon, and then it gets down lane and it won't get around the corner. So I expect him to kind of settle down here. There was half as much practice as I was getting because there was only 200 parents at 3 or 4. So take a little bit longer for the oil to kind of settle in, but once it's done, the scores will be just as high as they've been all week.
You mentioned earlier today a little bit about wiggle potentially down lane, and obviously that was a full round ago.
Right.
What potentially would cause that, and do you expect to see it this round?
Early friction kind of causes that. The more the lane machine goes over the front, the cleaner they get. When they get cleaner in the front, they get thinner in the front. As you get some of the lane memory off, the league memory, and then they get tighter down lane because they're thinner up front. They're thinner up front means they feel thicker down lane. So yeah, that's what I mean. There might be a little bit of that, but it's not going to drive the scores down any. Not that I can see. 230s, 240s kind of keep pace. You got about 250, 360, sometimes 270 to gain any ground on the number.
All right, my man. I appreciate it. I'll let you get back to work. Thank you.
Of course, appreciate it, guys. Thanks.
All right, that is Nathan Bohr. Back to live action. Nathan Bohr represents Motive. All right, I missed. I think I missed Shannon's final score. Mike, did you catch that? I think I saw a split late.
233, open.
And just like that, I believe all are complete now with game number 1. So that went by relatively quickly, as we all certainly expected it would be.
Yeah.
All right, we're going to change a few items. Gabrielle, we'll check on that and make sure all is well. I'll ask anyone in the chat to let me know if you see some additional, or I'm sorry, hear any additional problems with the sound. So I think Shannon shot 220 after conferring with Chuck. All right, so we should be on and popping here in just a quick second for game number 2. While we have a quick moment, though, let's talk about Roto Grip. Everything we do at Roto Grip is done to put you in a position to dominate. I kind of like that. I respect that. We make equipment that makes you your best, because that's not your name up there next to your score. It's your reputation Visit rotogrip.com to view our complete line of high-performance bowling balls. Whoever wrote that has got my vote. Well said, Rotogrip. All right. I might have to just go out and make a purchase. Of course, Henry, we will certainly do that for you as soon as we have them official.
I just want to say that our ability to get scores quickly after the round has been a 10 out of 10 on our score dash deliveries from Mr. Rick Barbera.
You know, Mike, we could. I don't think this is happening in my time, but we could have a situation where it could be a tie for fourth today.
There could be a tie for fourth today, absolutely. We got a tie for third right now.
Yeah, go ahead and read them off, and then I'll take a peek at what the ticker will provide.
Sure. So we've got Brianna Cote. No surprise here. She still leads at plus 819. In second is Stephanie Zabala. She is at plus 726 now. Third is Birgit, tied with Danielle McEwen. Both players are at plus 706. Just outside of the top four is Lindsay Bloomerstein. She finds herself in fifth position, 6 pins off the show at plus 700. Sixth is Maria Jose Rodriguez at plus 675. So she is 31 pins off the show. Verity Crawley finds herself in seventh position at plus 670. Just 36 off the show. Eighth is Deandra Asbeatty at plus 649. Ninth, Shannon Polhowski at plus 625. 10th is Stephanie Johnson at plus 590. 11th, Taylor Bailey at plus 571. And 12th is Jordan Richard at plus 551. 2 games bowled under 200. It was 188 for Deandra Asbeatty, 185 for Stephanie Johnson. Something to keep an eye on. And the high game was Birgit with 256. Next highest game was 233 by Maria Jose Rodriguez. And Polhowski actually had 223 with open to finish out her first game after starting with, I believe it was the first 7 strikes. So where we're at so far, Brianna Cote bowled 223. Zavala bowled 226. Just to update you on your leaders, Danielle McEwen bowled 214 the first game.
Thanks, Mike. It looks like I can probably get to maybe 9th on the ticker.
All right, moving around here a little bit, taking you down to PWBA number 1. channel number 1. Danielle McEwen starting with the first 3. Polhowski yet to strike. Lindsay Boomershine with an opening strike. Stephanie Johnson open strike early on in game number 2. .81 pins now separates 4th. I should say tied for 3rd in 9th position. Two out of the 12 players have opened up with opening 4 baggers. They are Verity Crawley and Danielle McEwen.
All right, there's McEwen. Five in a row for Danielle.
And yes, that was me moving the scoreboards down there, fixing them and correcting them for all you at home. So we were not having an earthquake here in the bowling center.
It is always a concern when see items just kind of moving all about the cabin.
That's actually the worst natural disaster a live streamer could have is an earthquake. So we'd have to reset every camera.
That's those tripods that we tape down. They'll make it through. Oh my!
Let's go ahead and move over here to PWBA 2 for just a moment. We're going to look at Verity Crawley. It's got the first 5. .57, Emil?
Wow.
I think it's a 5.7. It looks a little further away from the 5 spot here.
Looks closer to the 9 spot, but it is a 5 pin that moved over.
Yeah, and she can slide this over. But this isn't your typical 5-7 move. This isn't a 5 and 2 left, depending on what kind of pattern you're bowling on. This is more than that because this pin is spot further to the right. Be very easy for her to touch just a little too much of the 5 pin. Maria Jose Rodriguez with a nice strike on the board. Coming off an open frame. Yep, it's tough. Go back over and look at PWBA number 1, Lindsay Boomershine. 2-4-10. One thing we've seen over the first couple of weeks out here with the lanes being extremely difficult and low scoring pace, unlike this week, was we've seen a lot of split conversions, makeable splits, as well as washouts converted. Let's see if Lindsay can go up here and pick this one up. Got count. One thing I am kind of seeing, Emil, is I've been looking left or right. They seem a little tighter down lane to me. We're seeing some 2-pin combinations that I didn't see as much through qualifying.
Yeah, that could go back to what Nathan was discussing just regarding the oil lane pattern, just giving it maybe a few more frames essentially to allow the oil to just kind of settle down a little bit. And you not that we should see anything that has been remotely different than what we've already seen, but to your point, that could be a byproduct of that.
Yeah, I just saw Jordan Richard leave a 2-pin. I saw Birgit leave a 2.78.
That's the wiggle we were talking about as well, which, from Nathan, generally is due to early friction.
Nice shot by Lindsay Boomershine, but look, it was light, Polhowski with a 6.8. Move us over to PWBA for I think it's safe to say this is Stephanie Zavala's coming out party. She bowled so well today, and she's picking right up where she left off. Through 8 frames, 279 out there. Now you see Brianna Cote leaves a 710. And she's only got 2 strikes through 7 frames, which is not the pace that she's been at. Maybe the lanes are a little trickier here. Taylor Bailey runs over the rack there for a 9-pin. It's a bad break. Oh, and there you see Stephanie comes in light, but gets the 7 to fall. This is a big one here. Stephanie's in second. She's 93 pins behind Brianna. And if she can bowl 279 here, Brianna with an open frame on the 710 can only bowl 215. If Brianna can't finish out this game with some marks, we could have a potential lead change here, Emil. Which I didn't think was possible.
Well, not only that, kind of along with it, I should say, then you have to take a look at what Danielle McHugh, who could also get to 279 this game. She's not going to take the lead if they both shoot 279, of course, with that. Zavala has a 20-pin advantage over McEwen.
Yeah, so we could have 3 athletes within 20 pins apiece, first, second, and third, with a bunch of people chasing. Zavala with the first one in the 10th. Let's take a look at Danielle's first ball in the 10th. 10 back, still working on 279 there as well. We'll hang out for a shot here with Stephanie Johnson. Covers the 10 pin. Best she can bowl is 204. McEwen now second shot in the 10th. Sheet 4 pins, going to be in the 260s. Big shot here for Cote in the 9th. Oh, unfortunate just to leave the 4 and the 7. She was staring at a big 4 there for a minute. Zavala now. 279 for Stephanie Zavala.
This might be the lowest game collectively we've seen, like from a group of players, the entire tournament. I think that'd be safe to say, and Mike, you just stepped away. I mentioned this might be the lowest game of scores collectively that we've seen at any point in the tournament.
Agreed.
Even the feeling in the building is different.
Yeah, it's changed a little bit around here, hasn't it?
It's a bit more melancholy, if you will. Almost as if it's kind of dreary outside. It's been raining this weekend, and it was all sun and gloom, or not gloom, excuse me, sun and no clouds, bright skies in the building.
And speaking of gloom, how about a 7-10 in the 10th frame for Brianna Cote? Assuming she doesn't convert the 7-10, she is going to bowl 172. 107-pin swing between first and second, which is more than enough to have our first lead change in some time. Stephanie Zavala is going to go to the lead. And Danielle McEwen, I don't have my calculator out right now, but she's going to be real close to Brianna.
Well, my guess is that Bree is going to take this opportunity with this 7-10 and throw a shot with a new bowling ball and try to get herself re-lined up. Try to get back in the game, because this is her real first sign of any adversity. This is her lowest game of the event. Prior to that, it was 192.
Yeah, kryptonite here. I mean, 171. We haven't seen that. Jordan Richardable 183. I mean, I don't even know. Yeah, I don't even know if half the field's bowled 200.
Yeah, and Boomershine shot 173.
So just like that. Change out some graphics here. We'll have some scores from our Score Dash update, and it's getting real interesting here in Cleveland.
I'm not even sure interesting is the right word to describe now. I think it's a bit more, it's past that level. Stephanie Zavala now essentially is bowling for the top seed with 4 to go. That could be a good word, Joe. Don't forget, folks, visit Apparel EFX. Again, apparelefx.com for custom uniforms for all sports. Again, apparelefx.com for custom uniforms for all sports. It is it's put a different wrinkle into what has been happening, but in a way, it's kind of right on time because at some point we've been talking about this all weekend, like about the pattern itself. The 1.93 to 1, that ratio, it's still a flat pattern, and obviously the players have had success because they're extremely good. And so, but we thought there'd be a wrinkle somewhere, but it didn't happen. It didn't happen in round 1. It didn't happen in round 2. It didn't happen in round 3. Some players individually had some wrinkles, but as a collective, that was not the case. This is the first time we've seen a real wrinkle, and there's been a little jolt. There's a shock in the building, and I think it also should give the players who were further away from the number of 4th a bit of a jolt too, to say, whoa, hey, Brianna Cote just came back to me a little bit.
Yes, sir.
I've got a shot.
Stephanie Zavala is your new tournament leader at plus 805. In second now, Brianna Cote at plus 790. Third, Danielle McEwen plus 774. We got separation between third and fourth. 69 pins back of third is Verity Crawley, but she is now in the show at plus 705. 2 pins back. Burgett still hanging around at plus 703. In sixth is now Lindsay Boomershine at plus 673. Seventh is Maria Jose Rodriguez at plus 661. Eighth, Shannon Bohowski at plus 613. Ninth is now Deandra Asbeatty at plus 610. 10th, Taylor Bailey at plus 574. 11th, Stephanie Johnson at plus 573. Jordan Richard is at plus 557. In 12th. So fourth is plus 705. 7th is plus 661. So 44 pins separates 4th from 7th. And there's a 48 pin gap back to 8th with Shannon Polhowski. But again, lead change for the first time in a long time. Stephanie Zavala is now your tournament leader. And looking at the scores through 2 games, Stephanie Zavala bowled 505. Danielle McEwen bowled 482. Verity Crawley, very quietly, is bowled 460. Burgett is bowled 453. The next closest score is 419. I apologize. Jordan Richard at 432. She snuck up on me down there. Then 419, 411, 403. But we've seen 349, 368, and 394 bowled. 394 by Brianna Cote. 505 for Stephanie Zavala, and that is going to make a lead change after 2 games here from our 4th round of qualifying here at Yorktown Lanes here in Cleveland.
Well, I think at this point, this is kind of exactly what we want to see. We already thought it was going to be certainly a battle. We knew it would be a battle to get into the show tonight. But now some players are experiencing some adversity. And there's some players like Stephanie Zavala who now are in a position that they haven't been in all week.
Yeah, Shannon Pahowski's over on her favorite pair, 21 and 22. We've seen her bowl 270, 280 on that pair. She's got a spare double. Verity Crawley, she's making a nice run here, finds herself for the first time inside the top 4 today. Goes open to start the game. I think the steady performer here, though, over the course of it all, every time we read off standings, not too far away, just lurking, is Burgett.
Yeah, you could make the case, arguably, that she has been the most consistent when you look at all of her blocks across the entire tournament.
Bounce out of here, head over to PWBA 2, just in front of us here where we sit. Pahowski up in the 4th.
At one point in this tournament, and if you are just joining us, Brianna Cote led after round 1. She led after round 2, although Deandra Asbetti had a chance to lead after round 2 last night. As Cote and Asbetti were tied essentially after game 11. And Cote shot 250 to hold on to the lead. This morning, and of course, DMAC, by the way, 15:45 in round 2 to go from 39th to 4th last night. Brianna Cote started her tournament with the same block score, 15:45, to lead round 1. Then this morning, Stephanie Zavala shoots 15:18 to leap into second after 18 games. With and then the players, of course, like Birgit, we've talked about, Birgit Norwijk, Lindsay Boomershine, Verity Crawley was making noise, Shannon Puchowski, but it's been Zavala who really has kind of carried this late momentum, if you will. She's kind of owned the day so far.
Absolutely, she's owned the day. I like how you put that. And down goes the 9. Puchowski. I'll tell you, if she has an opportunity to make this show on this pair, I would be worried if I was having to bowl against her. And what's crazy is when she goes to 15 and 16, and maybe even 25 and 26, it looks like a completely different bowler.
Well, that kind of goes into that pair-to-pair situation.
Yeah.
There are some pairs that really give players a completely, maybe not completely, but enough of a difference in their look for it to show up certainly on the leaderboard.
Yeah, and we're seeing it right here with Danielle McEwen. She does not like this pair. Struggling quite a bit here. I just looked across the house here, and you can see it here on your screen. 2-pin, 2-pin. When you start seeing consistent 2-pins across the house, that means there's less change of direction down lane for a bowling ball or potential hang, which means lower scores. Verity Crawley has rebounded nicely after starting with a couple of open frames and a spare. She has now put together a 4-bagger and has figured out lanes 15 and 16. Zavala just keeps striking. Danielle still has 2:16 left if he can finish this game out. Starts here. Nice shot by Danielle. Wachowski up in the 10th. Max score of 290, which would be a big, big game right now. There's the first one. I'd probably like to take this pair home with her and put it in our house. Unless there's a tour stop here again next year, and she'd probably just leave it here.
I want to make a deal with Aaron and Jeremy.
It probably will. Soil pattern was a 1.93 to 1 ratio, 38 feet in length, all ice oil. Almost all of the loads were put on the way down. Only 2 milliliters on the way back. 26 or so on the way down.
Had some players that are excited to see some oil regarding the volume.
So what's this game going to do for Polhowski, Emil? I mean, she's currently 613 over. She can get to 703, which was fifth going into this game.
One thing I said coming into this game, if she can just get to the show, I don't think it matters what seed because of her look, her strategy, and particularly now on this pair, which is the stepladder finals pair, 21 and 22. She'll take a couple of bowling balls, 3 purple hammers, resurface, and even if she was third or fourth, she would have essentially 1 bowling ball for every game. Fresh. And considering, again, some of these lower scores, and from some of our leaders, though they have given a few back, I mean, I don't think she could have picked a more better, perfect time. Just as I say that, Beer Getz is trying to do the same thing.
Yeah, she's got 257 left. James wants to know what do we mean when we talk about ice oil. Kegel has a lot of different types of conditioners that you can put out on the lane. You can check it out over at kegel.net, I believe is their website. And all the different types of oils have different characteristics in which the way that they play. The ice oil is known as one that plays a bit slicker, and it's got a certain way that it holds up. They have a fire and an ice oil, and so far on the tour this year, they've used fire and ice. This week they used exclusively ice only, which typically holds up a little bit better and tends to make the ball skate a little bit more on the lane than pick up. Tournament leader Zavala, 10th frame, leads the 4-pin. Another extremely well bowled game, 248. Brianna Cote and Jordan Richard finishing up, and you see Burgett. All right, nicely bowled game by Burgett, 256.
Much needed for Brianna Cote. 215, not 240, not 250, but that's one of those games to where you can just kind of get your feet back underneath you. Know that everything's going to be okay. Essentially, I haven't lost my look completely. Sometimes wrinkles get thrown. You got to be able to adjust. Sometimes you even got to pivot. All right, Mike is checking in on potential problems. Thank you, everybody, for hanging in there. I came back this week, so it's probably my fault. So, having said all of that, we now head to Game 4. Getting closer and closer to figuring out who is going to advance to tonight's stepladder finals. Looks like everyone is seeing what they should see. And you should also see about Master, because for over 50 years, Master Industries has been recognized worldwide as the leading manufacturer of premium high-performance bowling products. Master, check them out again. For over 50 years, it's been recognized worldwide as the leading manufacturer of premium high-performance bowling products. That is Master Industries. It is close. So after game 21, step ladder again, yes, in the chat, it is 6 p.m. Eastern time. All right, so after 21 games, 3 games in this round, Stephanie Zavala still in the lead, 753 for the first 3 games, plus 853. Brianna Cote remains in second at plus 805. Danielle McEwen is third at plus 769. Birgit Norwitz at plus 759 now in fourth. She's got 709 for 3. Lindsay Boomershine is fifth at plus 732. Verity Crawley is sixth at plus 722. Shannon Puhalski moves up to seventh at plus 703. And now, certainly, within striking distance, 56 pins to be specific. Behind fourth, Maria Jose Rodriguez is eighth, plus 699. Deandra Asbady is ninth at plus 645. Stephanie Johnson is 10th at plus 590. Jordan Richard and Taylor Bailey are tied at 547 for 11th place.
And Polhowski down on the end pair on 25 and 26. We were a little worried about that pair. Her first time seeing it this time around. She is throwing the urethane ball, and she has started with the first 3 strikes on 25 and 26. She is now 56 pins off the show. Noah's had a solid 3 weeks just overall, encompassing just the last 3 weeks, is Verity Crawley. Since coming over from England and being able to participate here in the States, he's put on a heck of a performance for 3 weeks, especially without throwing a bowling ball for so long. I know she was able to prepare and get some reps in bowl some tournaments and spend some time at the Kegel Training Center. But I'm really impressed with what Verity's been able to do here these first 3 weeks as the tour is relaunched after the bit of a hiatus from the Kickoff Classic that she was not able to come over and compete in, not by choice, but by the state of the world.
Verity is someone who does not take anything for granted. Very appreciative of what opportunities have been presented and bestowed to her. And so when it was taken away, obviously she did all she could to still remain in somewhat of shape. She got some good news and not wasting any time putting in the work. Make sure all of her efforts essentially don't go waste.
Switch over to PWBA 3, our tournament leader, Stephanie Zavala. Front 4 for her. Danielle McEwen looking for the first 4. Polhowski's only missed once. Same with Taylor Bailey. Oh, get that 9 out, D-Mac. But just when we start to see the scores go down a little bit, now we look at these 4 players here, and there's 2 9 counts through 16 total frames between all 4 bowlers. Everything else strikes.
couple of good questions. Just in regards to Stephanie Zavala. The question, well, I'd have to double check her rookie status. We'd have to go to the rules. There are, and I haven't checked the rules in quite some time, so bear with me on that. But there is an event maximum that one can compete in before their rookie status is essentially eliminated. So I have seen Stephanie Zavala, that is, bowl at least once, but I don't recall what event it was. It may have been the Fountain Valley Open a couple years back, but so I think she is a rookie, but we'd have to get firm confirmation on that.
Just got the confirmation from tournament director, our director of operations, Neil Milligan. She did confirm she is a rookie on this tour this year.
There it is. So in many cases, we see players, young players specifically, or players who are just, obviously wanting to give the tour a try, bowl events sometimes as non-members first as well. And then you see them, and then, you may see them a little bit later on, and you have to go back and remember where you saw them, which events they bowled, and how many. She is part of this talented rookie class. Again, 2 rookies making it to the top 12 today. That includes Taylor Bailey.
Brianna Cote, who's kind of let off the foot off the gas a little bit here, is put together a game, and nice break there. She's finding her rhythm once again and falling right back into her routine that we've seen over the last 2 days.
Sometimes you get a little hiccup.
But slow and steady here is Burgett, and she's got the front 5. And now leaves that 7 pin.
Like, this has really gotten to a point where, and it's been a while since I've seen a round of 12, but that feeling really is starting to come back to me. There's always a point in the round of 12 to me where there's this small level of uncertainty. And I feel that we've gotten to that point. because there's still so much to be determined.
I just don't understand how we saw such low scores, and now the scores are coming back. 220 has become par again. Maybe even a little higher than that. Olhowski. Oh. 9 stands.
Yeah, that was a little odd.
And then your tournament leader here, Stephanie Zavala, still got 279 left. And still does through 8. Danielle can bowl 259. Birgit can bowl 258. Cote can bowl 269. And those are your leaders. They're all going to bowl 250. Every one of them is going to bowl 250. And they're gonna say, "Oh, all right, I just bowled 250. Oh, I'm in the exact same spot."
Well, at least that would be a bit more familiar than shooting 170.
Zavala leads. Another strike from Stephanie Zavala. She can bowl 279. Second is Cote off camera. She's on PWBA 2. She can still bowl 269. She's through 7. McEwen will be up next here, 259. And Birgit still got 268 left. Those are your top 4. And it's not going to matter how much Shannon Polhowski has to throw at these ladies if they keep bowling 250. See Cote on the left side of your screen leaves the 10, almost leaves another 7-10. Her bowling ball is not going through the pins the same way that it's been most of this event. Zavala now is in the 260s. Polhowski rolls a 7. McEwen going to be up here, first shot in the 10th. Beautiful ball.
Still doing it. And you see Zavala. Man, I don't know how that didn't fall.
I don't either.
But I mean, she is, in most have, but certainly at this critical point in the tournament, still in the 1-3 and leaving herself items that she can make. For this introduction for most of our fans here to Stephanie. Sam Houston State, if you're unfamiliar. I'm sure Coach Brad Hagan is extremely thrilled.
I just got a text from him.
I was about to say.
Right on cue, Emil. Right on cue.
I was about to say, I know he's excited and very happy for his former player. She's been on both junior and adult team USA. Great youth career.
Finishes with 268. Danielle can go ahead and finish out her nice 259 game here. Polhowski 246. So like I said, 250 a person. And we'll bounce out of here as soon as we see Danielle finish up. Final score 255. We're going to slide right next door over here to PWBA 2, where you've got Brianna Cote up here in the 10th frame. I'm sorry, in the 9th frame, throwing at the 4-7-10. This is not good for Cote, especially with the other scores that are around currently. Here's Burgett. Second shot in the 10th will get her in the 240s. Another note squeezed in within this top 6 that we've been looking at is Lindsay Boomershine. She is down on lanes 15 and 16. She was staring at 125 in the 7th frame and has been able to concentrate and focus and execute shots. She's up on her second ball in the 10th, can still bail out a 215 here, which is big. She does get the second hit in the 10th. Strikes now in the 8th, 9th, 10th, and 11th for Boomershine. So she's not going to fall too far back here. Still bowl 215. Burgett says we need 240 or 250 to stay pace. Oh, I got it. Don't worry about it. I got this. She threw that one and turned around before the ball was halfway down the lane. And I don't know if it's because she knew it was a strike or if she didn't come off her hand right, but it was 10 back.
It's interesting how important field balls now have become.
Yes, they have.
Because of what we are seeing on the lanes, especially the second game, and then this continued transition, which, could lead us to some serious stuff in Game 6. There may be some risks and some chances to take for some of these players pretty soon.
Honey badger intensity.
All right, we'll change a few graphics. Game 5 coming up. We had a question about equipment from Stephanie Zavala and Matt McNeil. Matt McNeil just asked me to, was standing right next to me. I was able to ask him what Zavala was throwing, and he said a Honey Badger intensity. Of course, she is a part of 900 Global staff. Kim, I will add the ticker back once these new scores. I was had to tend to another matter during that game, so I was unable to do that, but I got you. All right, big thanks to Cool Wick, the apparel sponsors here on the PWBA Tour. Check them out over at Cool Wick. Coolwick.com. Again, that is coolwick.com. Hey, Sal, thanks for stopping on by. Appreciate you. Best last name in the business still. This is game, we should say we have scores for game number 22. Like we're going to get into the thousands regarding these plus numbers pretty soon. Actually, probably maybe next game, but definitely game 6. So Stephanie Zavala almost now with a 100 pin lead. Almost. She's at plus 921. 10-21 for 4 games. That is the highest in the building. Danielle McKeown is second at plus 827. Brianna Cote is third at plus 817. Beardiget Norweiss is fourth at plus 807. Shannon Puhalski continues to lurk, now moves into fifth at plus 749. Maria Jose Rodriguez is 2 pins behind Shannon at 746. There's Lindsay Boomershine seventh at plus 744. Verity Crawley now eighth at plus 727. Deandra Asbaty ninth at plus 680. And Stephanie Johnson right now at plus 601. Taylor Bailey at plus 532. Jordan Richard at plus 492 respectively.
Yeah, second, third, and fourth, 20 pins separate those 3 positions. You know, Shannon Puhalski, Maria Jose Rodriguez, Lindsay Boomershine, they can all get there. But at this point, being 60 pins back roughly between the 3 of them from 4th position, you know, they're going to need to bowl 260 and see one of these second, third, and 4th position ladies bowl 2-0 to get there, or 230, 2-0, 260, 230, a couple games. But starting to run out of time now. I would say that Zavala is a lock to make the show now.
Yeah, it would be. It would have to be something extremely severe.
She's 170 pins ahead of 5th.
Catastrophic, if you will.
Mm-hmm.
For her to fall out of the number.
I think if her right arm fell off and she had to bowl left-handed, she would still maintain the lead.
But that's how it's been going.
And I'm not hoping. I'm not hoping.
Will be up in 1 second.
I think the player that scares me the most in the second, third, and fourth grouping is Brianna Cote. And I'm shocked I'm even saying that on the air right now after what we have seen time and time again over the last 2 days. Looks like she's on a good pair, though, for her. She's started with a spare and a double. She's got a strike on each lane. Off to a good start. McEwen's got a look on her face now where she looks comfortable and confident, which I haven't seen that in a while. I'm seeing it out of her now. Couple games to go. That looks real good to me.
All right, there's your ticker. Gonzavala, McEwen, Cote, Norix, Luhowski, Rodriguez, Boomershine, Crawley, Asbeatty. Can only fit 1 through 9. Stephanie Johnson 10th at plus 601. Taylor Bailey 11th at plus 532. Jordan Richard 12th at plus 492.
Top ladder final starts in 2 hours.
Thinking about what you said, Mike, about Brianna, and thinking about the low games we've seen from those kind of in the hunt. Your gets low game this round is 197. She is sandwiched at between 250, 250, specifically 256, 256, 248. Someone did ask me about Deandra Asbeatty. I forgot about that in the chat. D went 188, 161 to start. She's since gone back-to-back 235 games. Sitting in 9th place at the moment at plus 680. Lindsey Boomershine's low game is 173. Maria's low game is 186. Luhowski's low game is 188. And Brianna, of course, Breeze low game 171. Talking about players who are either in the number right now or still have a chance at hitting there. Danielle's low game is 195. But all sandwiched in between games of 260 or 250. Luhowski followed up 188 with 290. You know what Stephanie Zavala's last game, or low game is, this round?
What's that?
226. And that's how you get to 1021 for 4. So I think you could certainly argue. She's also probably the player who has now moved the furthest left of the right hand, which I'll have to check Jordan Richard and see where her ball is crossing at the arrows. as I say that, we're talking about Zavala, and make no mistake about it, but McEwen now still wanting to give a run to that top seed. Oh. A lot of cool stuff happening in and around us, nearby. Thanks for the updates. It was fixed. Jill Winters with that question. Jill, there was, and it's been a long time, so forgive me, but if you find the Bowl TV information tab, there was, I believe it was the information tab, and there used to be a couple of items up there regarding what you're referencing. I don't know if that's still the case. I would try the information or the contact us just in case. If Zavala doesn't strike Mike, again, because she is in such a great rhythm, great part of the lane, ball reaction is excellent. There's been a lot of 9 counts. And no designs, no multi-pin, or at least not a lot of multi-pin spare opportunities, which is always great. If you're leaving single pins, and it also could mean you're in some carry situations, but that's not the case with Stephanie. Zavala, specifically, I'm speaking of. There are 2 Stephanies in the round of 12. One spells it with a PH, the other with an F.
By the way, my last name is Flanagan with a PH.
You should change it to that. And don't look now, but Brianna Cote trying to make sure she is not forgotten about here.
And there's what Emil is talking about. We will bring you her 9th and 10th frames when she is up.
I think when the shots I've watched D-Mac go through the nose on, I really think it's been solely based on just because of her injury. I think sometimes she just cuts one every now and then a little short because of that. Give it a run, D-Mac. How about that?
Very nice. Lindsay Boomershine here trying to make a run at 7:10. Really unfortunate there. She was looking to put together a game in the 260s. Now the best she can do is 236. Man, 268 there would have been huge for Lindsay. Lindsay is really upped her game this year. She has been a consistent performer out here. I'm really impressed with what she's been able to do. She's got her head in the right spot too.
I remember talking to her, pre-COVID. She was very excited to get out on tour, of course, in 2020. It certainly looks like that excitement certainly has rolled over to 2021, as you would expect. And as you mentioned, Mike, the talent always is there, going back obviously to her Nebraska days. So again, that matter of time knocking on the door.
Brianna Cote did leave a split. 7-10 in the ninth. Burgett is not bowling a good game here. She can bowl 201, Emil, but it's amazing how a trend happened. So you think, oh, wow, Burgett's only going to bowl 2-0. Well, Shannon Polhowski, as we've been watching, can now only bowl 211. All right. Maria Jose Rodriguez bowls 194. So Lindsay is going to go around Maria Jose Rodriguez, Shannon Polhowski, and now she is going to move into fifth position. That's where this that's 7-10 for Lindsay here is it's the difference between being right there in fourth or just barely overtaking Burgett. But look, she shows up in the 10th frame, delivers two beautiful balls, gets two strikes. She can bowl 236. And Burgett's not in the clubhouse with 201. And she just left a 5-pin, so now best she can do is 190 even. Lindsay's going to pick up 46 or more.
Talked about low games. And Stephanie Zavala just gave us her low game of the tournament. At 197. Didn't give a lot back.
Well, the player of that game, I believe, that's put themselves in the best position is Lindsay Boomershine. And she's probably upset. She left a 7-10 in the ninth.
Well, certainly, without question. Same thing can be said for Brianna Cote.
Yes, who finished with 256. So she can relax the arm swing for game number 6 here, or game number 24, whichever you would like to say. I think Zavala, McEwen, and Cote are now locked for the show. And it's going to come down to 2 or 3 players for that fourth and final spot between Burgett, Shannon Polhowski, Lindsay Boomershine, and Maria Jose Rodriguez has an outside shot as well. Verity, the next player back, just bowled 157. So that's how it shakes out as far as I'm concerned. Going into game number 6, we'll have scores for you here in just a minute. For our final score dash update for our qualifying, we'll get one final one to announce the top 4, of course, but we'll be able to figure that out here in the booth. I'm going to swap out the game graphics here. I believe, Emil, you've got some words for the people.
I do, and they revolve around our good friends at Turbo. Whether you're looking to purchase for your first new ball, or you're a veteran of the sport, Turbo has functional and trendy accessories for bowlers of all ages and skill levels. From our patented quad 4-in-1 inserts to switch grip, our interchangeable thumb inserts, or any of our premier accessories, we are committed to providing bowlers with only the highest quality products and latest technologies. That is Turbo. Turbo Grips. Thank you to Turbo. Their sponsorship of the PWBA Tour. Not only do I have some words, I also have an autographed souvenir PWBA program up for grabs in just a few seconds as we prepare for game number 6 of our round of 12, game 24 overall, and we will soon know our top 20, or shoot, not the top 24, just the top 4 players who will advance to this evening's stepladder finals, again scheduled to begin at 6 p.m. Eastern time. Giveaway is ongoing. Link is down below. When you see the opportunity to submit your entry, click, and that's all you got to do. Man, there was a bit of a U-turn or a detour perhaps this round, and it came really in game 2, and that momentarily knocked kind of some players off the path. Some have recovered nicely. Some actually didn't even have to detour that game. They stayed straight on the straight and narrow path. Some able to get some good directions from either Waze or Google Maps and quickly rerouted them back into the path of the top 4 for tonight's stepladder finals. The bottom of any channel that you should see is going across all channels. On the bottom of the screen, it should say the giveaway has begun. There's a countdown, and there's an opportunity or a button that just says submit entry, and you just click. Congrats to Robert. Robert, the PWBA marketing team will be reaching out to you. And see where they should send your autographed souvenir program. All right, we'll have scores here momentarily. Stephanie Zavala continues to lead. At 918, plus 918, Danielle McEwen at plus 874. She is second. In that 1 pin difference, as many of you noted. Brianna Cote third at plus 873. And here it is, folks. The battle for fourth. Birgit Nowak, plus 784. Lindsay Boomershine is fifth, 4 pins back of Birgit at plus 780. Shannon Pluhowski is sixth at plus 747. Maria Jose Rodriguez, seventh at plus 740. And Deandra Asbeatty is eighth at plus 718.
Birgit starts with the first 3. Nobody has missed on these 2 pairs through in about 2.5 frames here.
It's go time.
Lindsay Boomershine, 9 spare, 9 spare over on 19 and 20. Strike spare for Polhowski. Your top three are locked for the show. Finishing position is still at hand. Zavala, McEwen, and Cote will make the show this evening. What order, we don't know yet. And we've got 4 players for one spot. Berget at plus 784. Lindsay at plus 780. Shannon Plahowski at plus 747. Maria Jose Rodriguez at plus 740. Maria started with double 9 spare. Going to take you there now. Maria Jose Rodriguez and Lindsay Boomershine. PWBA number 2. Here is Maria. Oh, that looks wide. Oh, but gets the break. Now Boomershine with spare strike. Looking. There's the strike. I knew it was coming, Emil.
A darn good one as well. And she's thrown, again, quality shots throughout. Yeah, Lindsay just hasn't looked out of sync at all this week. So the work that she's been putting in and the time, certainly, that she is giving has been certainly getting the job done.
Down on 15 and 16, Taylor Bailey, who started with the front 5. Taylor Bailey finds herself in 11th position, but has the front 5. We'll see Maria Jose Rodriguez. Will the messenger get there? No, it will not. Okay, Berget leaves the 2 pin now after going hot for the last shot. Cote feeling good. I can almost see her smiling under that mask.
Mm-hmm. Well, we know Verity Crawley that the max she can get to overall, if she were to go perfect here, is 784, which is the current cut number. So Verity obviously would need to do her part and then receive some help, and a lot of it from multiple players. Who is everyone rooting for to make the show, right? We know we've got 3 locked in.
Puhowski over on 17 and 18 through 4 frames is going at a Dutch 200 pace.
Right now, you look ahead to the finals, we could have a rookie making her first championship round, not only making her first championship round appearance, but the number 1 seed. How might she handle that? I'm speaking of Stephanie Zavala. There certainly would be some experience. Will be some experience on the show. Danielle McEwen, a 5-time champion. Cote, a multi-time champion.
Here's Pulhowski. Best she can bowl is 260 right now. Remember, 37 pins separate her from Burgett, and not striking again. Pulhowski is running out of room. Best she can bowl is 249, which means Burgett or Lindsay would have to bowl in the 2 teens or less for her to have a chance. Deandra Asbeatty was perfect there, but now leaves the 2 pin.
Yeah, she had a chance potentially to kind of put a wrinkle and make some people sweat.
And now Lindsay with an open frame. 84 in the 5th. See here now, Burgett has put a double on the board. So Burgett looking to protect 4th position. And again, remember, 37 pins Pulhowski would have to make up. So right now, this is Burgett's seed to protect, and she is. Also got Taylor Bailey up here on the front 9. We want to bring this to you here live on Bull TV.
Front 10 for Taylor. Of course, if you have the additional channels open, you know what's going on across the building. Taylor trying to say, hey, all right, final game of qualifying. Literally could bookend the tournament, the qualifying portion, certainly with 300 games. Right, 11 opportunity. She has it. Verity Crawley, by the way, still has a chance at 279 again. Would have needed a lot of help. And the breaks are starting to not go Lindsey Boomerstein's way. Just 1-300. Bailey trying to do it. Through the nose, 6'10", 298. Asbeatty finishing strong here. He's trying to really end this thing on a positive note. Certainly, it's one of her best performances. Dee said she hadn't struggled like that since like 2008. And if there were any doubt about who was going to be the number 1 seed, Stephanie Zavala has put an end to all of that with what potentially could be another 270-plus game.
Yeah, the best Lindsay can bowl is 214. Burgett going at a 2-0 pace, can still bowl 220. Four pins separate. So Lindsay can still get there. Looks like Lindsay is going to go first, so I will take you there. Actually, looks like they're going to bowl simultaneously. We'll stay here with Lindsay. She's got it. She's heard it. She's got it as well.
Well, it's in the hands of Birgit.
Yeah, this strike here will lock her into the show. Then she's protecting a 4-pin lead over Lindsay Boomershine. We know that Shannon Kowalski does not have enough pins to get there. Maria Jose Rodriguez can still get to 238, which would take her to 778. Birgit already at 784 coming in. The shot here to make the show, Emil.
Dang. Throwing it. Can't throw it better than that for the cheese, essentially.
I believe the number is 5. She needs 5 pins on this ball. And that's if Lindsay strikes out. And Lindsay is left at 10 pin in the 9th frame. So that is official, everybody. Birgit is going to make it as our number 4 seed here. Brianna Cote finishes with 238.
And I will be listening to the recorded pronunciation on my phone of Birgit's last name over and over again. I'm trying to nail it down.
So Cote bowls 238 here, Emil. I've got an interesting stat here to share with you. Danielle McEwen was the number 2 seed coming in, 1 pin ahead of Brianna Cote. The best Danielle can bowl here is 236. So if she were to strike out, Brianna Cote, by bowling 238, has shut out Danielle McEwen. Danielle McEwen will be our number 3 seed. Brianna Cote will be the 2 seed with that 238. Danielle leaves the 10 pin, so that is official. Danielle McEwen will be our number 3 seed. Brianna Cote, the 2 seed, and rookie Stephanie Zavala, our number 1 seed here for our stepladder final here from Cleveland, coming up at 6 o'clock Eastern. A time change from what we've had in previous weeks. That was 6 Central, the last 2 events. This one is 6 Eastern, folks. Make sure you don't miss it.
All right, watching the end, of course, of this round, and then the 4 stepladder finalists will head to the lanes, quick picture, and then some maneuvering will take place as we prepare you for the stepladder finals. Well, once again, Carolyn Doran Ballard will certainly be the featured analyst.
Emil, after player introductions here, we will have Stephanie up for a brief interview before we get set up for our stepladder final here tonight. She has confirmed she will join us.
Thank you very much.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, that concludes Qualifying for the PWBA Greater Cleveland Open, I'd like to introduce to you the top four for our Bolt TV stepladder final. Qualifying fourth from Germany, Birgit Norreich. For our opponent in the opening match, number 3 qualifier from Stony Point, New York, Danielle McEwen. Qualifying for PWBA Greater Cleveland Open. The winner of that match will go on to face our number 2 qualifier from Tucson, Arizona, Brianna Cote. The winner of that match will then face our tournament leader, our potential Rookie of the Year candidate from Downey, California, Stephanie Zavala. All right, everybody, those are the top 4 finalists for the live BoltTV.com stepladder finals of the 2021 PWBA Greater Cleveland Open. Congratulations, ladies. Our top 4 stepladder final match will start at 6 o'clock. Thank you all for joining us, and we'll see you then.
Zavala, Cote, McEwen, and Norreich. Stephanie, Brianna, Danielle, and Birgit. That's the show. Those are your top 4. We've got a rookie, folks, leading the Greater Cleveland Open. She will be the number 1 seed. And Stephanie Zavala, former junior team, adult team USA member, All-American at Sam Houston State. Certainly has been looking forward to her time out on the PWBA Tour. Obviously, that was delayed by a season. So we're simply just waiting right now on Stephanie. She will join us in just 1 second. Right now, the player meeting is taking place where Tennille Milligan, the director of operations, obviously for the PWBA, is talking to the players and informing them of how the stepladder finals will work, which in this case, very important for Stephanie Zavala. She is the most, or the least experienced, I should say, in this particular group. Again, Zavala, the rookie. Cote has already won this year. She is a 2-time champion. McEwen, thank you very much, Jeremy. Final stats, of course. Again, McEwen, a 5-time champion, and Birgit, of course, also a champion as well, looking for her second title. It's been a few years for Birgit, actually, in regards to title, but she's no stranger to a stepladder finals. She's even made one on the grandest stage of the USBC Queens a few years back as well. And Mike, as we wait for Stephanie, man, what jumps out at you?
Player of the Year implications. Brianna Cote could be a 2-time champion this year, and it's kind of been her tournament to lose going into this last round we just saw, and we saw her overtaken, right? Well, we got a rookie up top, okay, and she's been nails. She's been awesome. But Brianna, with some confidence, after missing the cut last week and coming in and having all that confidence this week, and already winning this year on tour and having that confirmation that she's just not a one-hit wonder in the PWBA Tour, she can get 2 titles through 6 events. That's 33%, Emil. And that would set her up very well and in the name and in the race for Player of the Year throughout the rest of the season.
Well said there, and we'll be keeping an eye out. Obviously, it was the Brianna Cote show, and she had led for the first 3 rounds. As Stephanie Zavala will join us, just the quick transition right into it. Mike hands off the headphones. We appreciate you, Stephanie. First of all, congratulations. You are going to the PWBA Greater Cleveland Open Bowl TV Stepladder Finals. Has that sunk in as of yet?
Not at all. I can't even believe this is really happening.
You are the top seed, and you have bowled phenomenal today. This round, 1484. This morning, 1518. You put together some fantastic blocks. What has been the difference for you this week? What's been working for you?
I'd say the biggest thing has been keeping my mental game on straight. Matt and Sean here have really kept me ahead of the transitions. I have the coolest guy back home, Chris Porter. He's been texting me nonstop. He's been glued to the screen, just telling me, keeping me honest. Hey, that was a great shot. Hey, you didn't hit all of that one. Make sure you hit, smack, and post every shot. So I appreciate that.
There was some talk in the chat, and we're trying to make sure that you are a rookie, which you are. But you bowled an event or two, certainly in the past. So how has that experience, if any, has helped you prepare for this season and certainly your success here this weekend?
Yeah, it's really opened my eyes. Back then I was like, hey, I'm just going to go do a stop. Didn't take it too seriously. After struggling at those events, I was like, okay, if I'm going to do this, I really need to invest and work hard on my game, work hard on my physical game. This is a lot of bowling. And so I took that into really serious consideration.
You have been almost at the top of the mountain, certainly collegiately. Great success at Sam Houston State. We've got a lot of obviously great collegiate players who make that jump from that level to the professional level. How did the collegiate level prepare you for this moment?
It brought out some crazy competitive nature in me that I had no idea I had. I mean, Coach Brad Hagan down there, I can't thank him enough. He really took my game to the next level in my 4 years down there.
He sent us some text too, by the way, so he was watching as well as we knew he would. Finally, as we let you go here, as you look forward to the stepladder final, you're the top seed, so one match. Everyone says generally TV shows, stepladder finals, they go pretty quick. So how will you expect to handle the nerves and everything that comes with bowling in a stepladder final for your first professional title?
I just need to stay present, stick to my game plan, and take everything one shot at a time. That's what I'm going to do.
There it is. Stephanie Zavala, congratulations. The top seed for tonight's stepladder final. Enjoy, take a breath, exhale, and we'll see you tonight.
Thank you very much. Shout out to my girl gang and my camarada.
Nicely done. All right, that is Stephanie Zavala, ladies and gentlemen. Your number one seed for the Greater Cleveland Open stepladder finals, the pair 21 and 22. CDB will join us, Carolyn Doran Ballard. I'll be here. Mike will be here. Man, what a show it should be. Brianna Cote, again, number 2. The Danielle McEwen, your number 3 seed. And Birgit Norreichs, the number 4 seed. So, again, some experience. Obviously, an inexperienced player coming in, and she's the top seed, which, with the inexperienced part, maybe bowling one game, it just might be what the doctor ordered.
Could be. Yeah, totally. Super impressed with her ball reaction. Super impressed with her demeanor. Loved your interview with her. I got to watch her compete Sam Houston State at some Southland bowling leagues that I did some streaming with. She's going to be tough tonight. She's definitely going to be tough. But I got to tell you, if we're doing predictions here, I do kind of like Brianna Cote tonight. But what a story would be if Danielle McEwen could get the W as well. So we're in for a great show here tonight.
Indeed, Mike. I know we got some things to do, obviously, in regarding to setup. So 6 p.m. tonight, 6 p.m. Eastern time specifically. Let me make sure I throw that in, 6 p.m. Eastern. There it is right there on your screen. Big thanks to United States Bowling Congress and USBC board, the Bowling Proprietors Association of America, and the BPAA board. Kegel, the official lane maintenance provider of the PWBA. All of our players today should be a great show. Man, high scoring, and the players certainly did not disappoint. Bowl TV community, you guys have been great. Thank you for sticking with us through some hiccups, etc. this week. We've got one more show to go, and we've got plenty of giveaways for you tonight as well for those of you who are experienced this year in watching stepladder finals. So for Caitlin Nelson, Tennille Milligan, Rick Barbera, the Cottrells, Jeremy and Aaron, the proprietors here at Yorktown Lanes, for Mike Flanagan, my name is Emil Williams Jr. We will see you tonight, 6 p.m. Eastern, the finals of the Greater Cleveland Open 2021 edition. Good night.